so dumb. Hello, everyone. I can't do it. I can't do it just looking right at you. Like, it feels too... No. I'll do it. Hey, everyone. Jay Grizzle here. Just got a video for you that I mentioned was going to come out the other day. That has finally come out, and hopefully you're listening to it. And, of course, I've brought in the master of all things nothing, Jim.
Hey, I'm Jim.
Jim's back.
I'm back.
He's back in business, baby. Ready to talk some Star Wars.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Jim, have you seen Rogue One?
I have, in fact, seen Rogue One. I hope I have. Otherwise, this video would probably not be so great.
Well, we could do other things. You've been watching Star Trek: The Next Generation lately, haven't you?
This is a Star Wars video. Let's keep it on the right side.
Fair enough. On the right side, you're saying there's a problem with Star Trek?
I don't want to offend any fans, but we all know what's better.
Yeah, Stargate. I don't know. So you've seen Rogue One. What was your viewing experience?
Rogue One was good. It was good.
It's good. That's
Yeah.
All you got to say.
Yeah.
Did you watch?
I had a positive opinion.
Yeah, I like it too. Did you watch my review thingy I did?
I did watch your review.
Yep. All right.
I agreed with most of it.
Oh no, a bit of sizzle. So obviously there's lots of new characters in this one. What would you say was your favorite character from this one?
My favorite new character?
Yeah.
My favorite
New character, yes.
My favourite new character would have been Orson
Krennic.
Awesome. Oh, he was a lot of fun. Mendo.
He was great, yes.
Oh, yes. Australian accent was
fantastic villain.
It was good fun.
Very menacing. He's great.
He's a lot of fun. He's walking around. Favorite character. Yeah, he was a lot of fun. I liked how he was really like, oh, I built the Death Star, and then like he's going to Darth Vader, and Vader's like, shut up, you. Like,
yeah.
He's like, get over yourself, you baby. And Orson Krennic's like, oh. But yeah. I thought he was really cool as well. Mendo, Australian actor. He's in The Dark Knight Rises.
Yes.
You know, he gets his neck broken.
He does.
He's quite fun. So we've got your favorite character. What about your favorite part?
My favorite part.
What was your favorite scene from the film?
My favourite scene,
Hopefully we'll talk a bit more about soon. Was definitely that sweet Darth Vader scene.
Yes.
When he comes into the Rebels ship.
Oh
in that
yes.
hallway.
That I was talking to you before we started, and I said I feel like there's one scene we both want to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't talked about it yet. Because before coming here, we've decided not to talk about it at all. So we're hearing our first thoughts on it. But yeah, so the Rebels have gotten the secret plans. The Rogue One team has transmitted them from the planet through the shields. The Rebels have got it. They're running through the little, was it an airlock or something?
Like an airlock hallway.
Little hallway, and they're running through. And they turn around, pitch black, and then this red lightsaber shoots up, and you can see Darth Vader standing there.
It was very cool.
And all hell breaks loose. Darth Vader comes. He's just chopping everyone, like forcing people like up into the ceiling, and like. I don't know about you, but like in the seat, I was genuinely like getting uncomfortable because
he was
so
scary.
He was terrifying. Like
I saw him catching some blaster bolts.
Yeah, I noticed that.
That
like
was cool.
Classic episode 5 catching blaster bolts
Yeah.
there. Oh no, that was like hands down my favorite scene in the whole movie. It was like I think that was some of the most badass Darth Vader we've ever seen.
Okay, let's just talk about Darth Vader now.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
Let's skip.
In my opinion,
Let's skip through my notes here.
In my opinion, this is the best Darth Vader we've ever seen in a film.
Interesting.
In my opinion.
Even Empire Strikes Back.
I reckon Vader has never been better. It was very small. There was only small parts of him. He was short, but it was fantastic.
Yeah.
We saw a side of him that we haven't seen before in the films, where whatever planet he was on, where he was in the big test tube thing.
Oh
He was
yeah,
having his little
with
bath.
the Imperial Guards. Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't seen that before. This is like a side of Vader we hadn't seen yet.
Yeah.
And just Vader talking through and taking down his minions and putting them in his place.
Yeah.
Good.
I liked. Yeah, like even when Orson Krennic comes to him and he's just like, "Careful not to choke on your ambitions," and I was like, "Oh, that's cool."
Darth Vader makes puns.
He makes a cheeky little pun there, but it was like an informed pun, so I was right with it. But I like what you said there as well about like what we haven't seen before. The thing about that though is if now when you like go back to watch some Star Wars, and you watch them in order, you skip the prequels except for this one because it is a prequel. Yes, easily. You sent me a text message. You said, George Lucas, that is how you prequel, isn't it?
Yes, that is how you prequel.
But yeah, if you watched it in order, like this one to A New Hope to Empire to Jedi,
Yeah.
when you're watching A New Hope, people are saying like, "Oh, Darth Vader's really dangerous," and he is, but you know, you don't quite get this. Like, he kind of walks onto a bridge and he kind of like gets his TIE fighter, he chokes one rebel guard or whatever. But
Yeah.
if you watch
he
A New
comes
Hope,
in when all the rebels are already dead.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
stormtroopers did it for him.
but you watch this one and then A New Hope, and you know he means business. Like,
Yeah.
you know he's just gonna tear you up if so you understand like getting away from him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I like what you said too. I said a lot in my review. You said this is like a different side that you haven't seen before. A lot of this movie I thought was like different, like what you haven't seen before,
Yeah.
like the more gritty side. Like, you remember how The Force Awakens, it kind of opened everyone's eyes up to like the stormtroopers, how like they were people as well.
Yeah.
I liked how this one really explored the rebels,
Yeah.
and like
It was different.
Cassian Andor, who I really liked, was like he had to like make the decision whether to like shoot Mads Mikkelsen or not, or like get into the nitty gritty of it, because like, yeah, they're rebels, they're the good guys, but like
He still did the dirty work.
he had to do some of the dirty work, and I thought that was a really interesting aspect, because I never even thought of the rebels as having to like the guy who couldn't escape at the start,
Yeah, and he just
and
shoots him.
he's like, I can't let them get this guy's information. This is like some world changing information, so he bang just
Yeah.
drops him right there. Oh, it was really cool. What did you think of like the scale of the whole movie? Like, you're seeing stuff from like different perspectives, like we were saying, where you'd be on the planet and you like look up and the Death Star's like hanging
Yeah.
above, and
That
like,
was really cool.
Yeah,
There was that
classic Gareth Edwards.
That shot where you're on the planet and you look up and you do see the Death Star, and
Yeah.
it's like it's so menacing.
yeah, it
You
blocks out
felt the
sun
fear.
and
Everyone looked so scared, and you were like, I totally understand.
and you understand
'cause
it,
that is
exactly, yeah.
terrifying.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. I liked how they fixed that plot hole from A New Hope. Well, it wasn't really a plot. The Death Star hole, where people have always been going like, what was this major
Oh yeah,
major
yeah.
Death Star, whatever, has this dumb little hole. It's designed
Yeah.
to have that. Mads Mikkelsen put it in, so it also retroactively.
Yeah, yeah.
Improves.
That is good. I didn't think about that until
Yeah.
now. No, that's good.
Yeah, that was really cool. Now, a lot of people have been complaining about Tarkin. What were your thoughts?
He was there, and I was happy to see him because I reckon if he wasn't there, then I would be disappointed.
Mm.
It was good CGI, I reckon.
I
looked
agree.
good. It
A lot of
looked
people.
solid.
A lot of people are saying thank you. A lot of people are saying like, well, the Tarkin CGI was a bit off. I was sitting in the cinema, astounded. I was like,
that just looks like
that
Tarkin.
just looks like Tarkin. Like, I don't know, maybe it's a little bit slower. Like, stand still a lot more, so they could get the motion tracking right.
Yeah.
So they had him stand still a lot, but like, it looked incredible.
Yeah,
like,
great.
you go back and you look at X-Men Origins Wolverine. You remember that part where Patrick Stewart walks out?
Yeah.
And it like goes up in his face, and you're like, oh, PS2 animation.
Yeah,
and then
that's
you
so
look
bad.
at Tarkin. You cannot say it looks bad.
Yeah.
Like, it looks
But I
incredible.
was glad he was there. He was definitely very, very Tarkinish.
Very tough. Very.
He is,
The rebels are here.
He's like, no, I'm taking the Death Star, bro. It's mine now.
And also in credits like, mate, I can't let you, mate.
Yeah.
You flabbergasting yowie. I don't know what that means.
That was very Australian of you.
Yeah, well, Mendo's Australian. Other recurring characters, we got Jimmy Smits coming back as Bail Organa.
Yeah, I liked that.
Yeah, he said, and I got myself really excited. They mentioned his Jedi contact or
Yes,
something,
I did
and I was like,
that.
but like they didn't end up going there. I got myself hyped up to see Obi-Wan.
Oh, I
but-
did expect to see Obi-Wan. I didn't, but I liked the reference.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, and of course we had Leia at the end.
That was weaker CGI. in my opinion.
It was weaker CGI.
But I'm glad it was there.
You're glad it was there.
I was talking to someone else about this movie, and their opinion was that they should have just shown Leia from the back,
Yeah, that might
and it
have
would have
worked.
been fine.
I think.
Which I guess would have been okay, but I reckon it could have been a bit of a cop out.
Yeah,
I'm happy I saw Leia's face because it just looked better.
it still looked good.
There
Like,
was-
yeah,
She was there. It wasn't just like the back of someone's head. Leia was actually there.
yeah. It probably would have annoyed me too. Just the back, I would have been like
Yeah.
cheap. like,
Yeah, exactly.
like it would have felt like TV CGI.
Yeah.
What else we got? What did you think of some of the references, like to the other ones? Like right at the start, we see some blue milk.
Do we?
Yeah. They Jyn Erso's parents, Mads Mikkelsen and the other lady, they were like trying to get
The
the
other
other lady, Mads
mother.
Mikkelsen, well-known lady. The mother, she like goes to get some stuff from the kitchen, and you see some blue milk sitting
I
there,
didn't notice.
like right in the middle of the frame.
Okay.
But it didn't like the movie didn't stop and say, "Look at this!" It just happened to be there, so that was good. There was the panda, the guy who gets his arm. We're wanted men.
Oh yes, I love that. That was great.
I enjoyed that a lot. Do you think they must have gone straight from there to Tatooine, because this movie is like 2 days or so,
Yeah.
and so it must be. So in 2 days, that guy doesn't know, but he's gonna have his arm sliced off. He's walking off to his doom. He escapes the Death Star, blowing up like half a planet,
Oh yeah.
to get his arm cut off by the last Jedi. Poor guy. He's a run of good luck, then a run of bad luck. But
While we're in that scene,
yeah,
in that place,
Yeah.
when we
what
see
was it
that
called?
first sort of action sequence,
Jeddah. Yeah,
that
yeah.
first, where where the rebels ambush that tank.
Oh, yeah, that was really, really cool.
I loved a lot of the themes of the movie as a whole. That I saw a lot of different, the combat and the action and like the war scenes were very reminiscent of real life different wars and different theaters of war. That
Yeah.
I felt this one was very obviously reminiscent of the war in the Middle East.
Right,
where
right.
You had a bunch of dudes in a desert place with like headdresses on, ambushing a big tank that's all like sophisticated technology and taking them all out. From all different places.
Yeah.
And it was shot just like it was just watching a modern day action movie.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. It was really in the action,
Yeah, it was
and
a-
like
it looked,
over the
it was
shoulders
just looked like
and
a modern
everything.
war film set today.
Yeah, like
that
but
was
with
great.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like that was
And there,
really
there were a
cool.
bunch of other scenes that I felt were very reminiscent of more like war in the Pacific during World War II and
Yeah,
whatnot.
yeah.
Towards the end, I felt like I was watching a war movie, and I loved that.
Yeah, like you said, Pacific, because I went to that tropical planet.
Yeah.
There was like lots of water and stuff. I liked what you were talking about before with the gritty war. Do you think this is the grittiest Star Wars there's been?
Definitely, it's definitely the
The
grittiest, the
grittiest,
darkest. I love
darkest,
that.
edgy.
You know, for the longest time, I've always wanted a Star Wars film that actually shows us some war.
So, well, it's in the title.
Yeah, it's in the title, but we see some war, but like.
And we
I want a
definitely see
war movie.
stars.
I've always wanted a war movie,
Yeah.
Star Wars,
So you
and I think we finally almost have it.
almost have
Like
it.
it could have been. I would like some more war.
Yeah, all right, yeah, yeah.
I'd like some more war. I'm personally quite the war film buff, so
More war film buff.
I want some war film in Star Wars, and this was pretty close, and it was great.
Yeah, like World War II, like your
Yeah.
tanks and stuff, or like you throw your grenades over and like get in there, roll around and all that. But there was also a bit of like Donnie Yen's, you know the, what's his name? I'm the Force is
Yep.
for me. That guy.
Yeah,
You're looking up IMDb.
blind Asian man.
Blind Asian man. Yeah, I thought he also had some cool like, he'd like fight with his stick and be like,
Yeah, he was really
like,
cool.
fighting.
I really enjoyed his character.
Yeah, yeah.
Only disappointment was when he spoiled his character's fate at, I think, Star Wars Celebration. Did he do it? in
No,
the
that
panel?
was the other guy. That was his friend, his mate,
it?
long hair mate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
No, because I thought Donnie Yen mentioned, and when my character
He gets to do
dies,
some
then
cool
I become
things.
one with the Force.
I'm pretty certain it's the other guy who
Really?
spoiled it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was dumb. What an idiot.
Well-
but apart from that, I loved seeing Donnie Yen's character. He was really interesting.
What you just bring up though, I totally forgot. But let's talk about deaths then. Did you expect?
Oh, mate.
Like
I
those-
did not expect it all. I loved it, though.
Yeah, it was.
I love it when
great.
a movie has the balls to kill off main characters. And they killed literally everyone. They were all gone. I thought it was great.
Yeah, that was that. Like, I really like that idea of like. She even says it like in the trailer in the movie, like we'll take the next chance and the next, and it was really like kind of inspiring. Like we're just gonna keep on pushing and
Yeah.
pushing and pushing until we get this.
Yeah.
And they don't just say it, like they show it. Like people are just dying, but they're just gonna keep on going. And like they lose this person, but we're gonna keep on going.
Yeah.
Until we like get in and steal these plans and get them out.
Yeah.
And like to me, that really like fleshes out A New Hope a lot as well. Like
Definitely, yeah.
when you watch A New Hope and you see like the Death Star get destroyed, you're like, oh, like what they did wasn't a waste, because you care about these characters, like,
Yes.
and seeing them die, like at the end when Jyn Erso and Cassian Andor are like on the beach,
Yeah.
and like it explodes and they're looking out and you're like, oh, you just.
I reckon in that scene, a kiss would have been all right.
You reckon it would have been alright? You think there was a bit of chemistry with them?
Well, yeah. Come on now. Definitely. If there was a kiss there, I would have been like, There wasn't, and I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with it because
but it could have
you
been
expect a kiss there.
But then, really down to it, Star Wars is the love story, right?
Well, it is, yeah.
So this one we didn't have the love story.
Yeah.
So if they just chucked it in a bit at the end, they're like, look, it's still Star Wars, the love story. I would have been okay with it.
Yeah. We just talked about some cool land battles.
Yeah.
Space battles.
Space battles were fantastic.
Fan-freaking-tastic, weren't they?
That CGI just makes everything better.
Yeah. I liked one of my favourite parts in the space battle was when Discount Akbar had to get the Hammerhead ship to like push the Death Star to the other. Cool. I was like, yeah, that's so awesome, because you've never seen stuff like that in Star Wars. Like maybe the closest in Episode 3, you know how at the start you watch them like go through all the things, and then like the ship is like falling towards the atmosphere and everything. I'm like that was like pretty dynamic, but this is like there's action going on everywhere, but you can follow the action. But George Lucas a lot, it's like. Earlier in Star Wars, it was like, oh, you 3 TIE Fighters, 1 Millennium Falcon. That's fine. You can follow that.
Yeah.
But, like, at the start of number 3, like I said, there's just crap going on everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, just everywhere. Like, on every corner of the screen, it's like, let's put in 1,000 droids. And, like, but this one, while you felt like there was stuff going on, you knew what to watch.
Yeah,
like, you knew what
definitely.
to follow. I thought that was really, really cool.
I liked when in that battle, when the X-Wings were coming down to come through the shield and when it covers back over.
Oh yeah.
And when they hit it, they don't just explode into a fireball.
Yeah.
You see the parts of the ship hitting it and then flying across the shield, sliding across rather than it just being an explosion.
That was really
I
cool.
thought that was great. Like there's that little bit more effort to add something else in that made it feel more real.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah. No. This was really good. I really like this movie. I'm really looking forward to seeing it again.
Again?
I will see it again. But do you agree with me when I said that maybe at the start it felt a little bit like, maybe it's just because we haven't seen Star Wars like this, but it was a little bit like, whoa, this is choppy, like a little bit choppy. It was a little bit like, a little bit fast at the start, or
fast.
Like, do you think it was a bit? A lot of people have been saying that the start was a little bit like, oh, here's this character, here's this character, here's this character.
I didn't think that at all.
No.
I thought that's exactly what it needed to happen, and I expected that to happen.
Oh, okay.
Because these are all these new characters that we haven't seen before, like you said. So we need to see who the Rogue One team is. So it was going through them, and I thought they did that well. But I think quite the opposite, where I found the start to be very slow.
Oh.
I almost got a bit bored. I'm watching all these things happening, and I didn't feel like anything was actually happening. I was waiting for something to kick off and to actually happen. So I thought it was a bit slow.
Oh, interesting. I like I said in my review, I thought the start, because it was very different. It was a little bit jarring to me.
Yeah.
But then, like I said, I realized, this, because it's meant to be like this, like, and I kind of like caught onto it. But I think the whole, like, all the start or whatever, as you think about it more, or like as you rewatch the movie, I think it'll have more and more depth.
Yes.
Like the movie in general, but I think like now that we know the characters, when we come back, we'll be like, oh, this makes more sense now. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm an idiot. I was very tired. It was midnight. I just want to talk about a negative I have though.
Okay.
I know, negative.
Let's talk about some negatives.
Let's talk about some negatives. I'm completely off my notes, by the way. I've got nothing left. You've got your IMDb page there. Yep. The Saw Gerrera character, you know, Forrest Whitaker.
Yep.
The
I'm gonna
the really high pitched weird voice.
Yeah.
I thought some of the stuff was a little bit pointless. What they did in his like place, like you know how the pilot escapes and he gets captured by Saw Gerrera.
Yeah.
I like that those people like that kind of exists in the universe. Like there are fighters who aren't extremists who aren't really on either side, but they're...
See, that was another parallel to more real-world issues.
I liked that existed. But there was the part where he, like, tried to get the pilot to be touched by that giant
squid
alien thing.
Yeah, that was going on with.
That was odd. It was very odd. It was a little bit weird that part, like, they could have just locked him up. They didn't.
Yeah, I think that was a bit unnecessary.
But I think the implication was that Saw Gerrera had been hit by that as well. That's why he was insane.
Okay.
Well, maybe I'm wrong, but That's what I got from that scene.
I just think he might have been insane because he's been in warfare since he was like young.
Yeah.
Like we see him in Clone Wars.
Yeah.
And he's young there, and he's already in where his planet is besieged, and he's been in warfare for years at that point.
Yeah.
So all his life he's been in warfare and he's been a soldier. So I definitely understand how he could be crazy.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's not necessarily crazy. He's just like, he's extreme with his measures, where he was willing to do anything to liberate the universe. But yeah, he's a bit crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I hear you. But yeah, I think they could have just taken them apart and just locked him up. They didn't have to do the weird squid thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. It was a good dynamic between him and Jin, though. I did like that. Any little negatives you might have?
Felicity Jones.
Oh, here we go.
Okay. So, Jyn Erso as a whole. Okay. I might say something a little controversial here.
Oh, no.
That people may not like. I thought she was a trash character. She was rubbish.
Oh, no.
First
Despair.
of all, Felicity Jones. I don't think Felicity Jones is a bad actor at all.
Okay.
She's fine. In this movie, she was
in
terrible.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
She was terrible. Was she?
Yeah.
What?
She was Harry Osborn's assistant, the Black Cat.
I don't really. Anyway, so she's fine as an actor,
performance.
but I thought she was terrible.
Really?
In this movie, she was so bland. It was like she had no emotion. She was just a blank canvas, and I didn't like that.
Wow.
And I noticed her character changes so dramatically, so quickly.
Really?
She starts as this person that just doesn't care. She's a criminal, right? And she doesn't care about anything.
Yeah.
It was Han Solo-y, where it was, but even more so, more dramatic change than Han Solo.
Right.
Like, in A New Hope, Han Solo's just, I don't care, do whatever you want, I'm just going to live my life and do whatever I want.
I'm the coolest
guy in the galaxy. But then he comes back at the end, he's like, Yahoo! And like, saves Luke or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? But Jyn Erso is the criminal that doesn't care, and then she's like, why do you even need me? I don't even care. But then she's like, oh, rebellions are built on hope.
Yeah.
And hope. And let's say hope a bunch.
There was a couple of...
She says hope
all
the time.
Hopes every now and again. I was like, maybe one too many hope.
And then she's like the most passionate rebel out of them all. And I just thought, like, how did she change so fast?
I thought she was really good, actually. I thought the character was informed that way. Like, they set it up at the start that she like gets abandoned by people, right? She gets abandoned, or you could, as far as the story goes, abandoned by her parents.
Yep.
And then like Saw Gerrera takes her in, and then he abandons her. Like he does quite literally abandon her, and then that's why she's got that chip on her shoulder. But then you like as it goes on, Saw Gerrera like tells her, "Oh, this is why I abandoned you," or whatever. And then like Mads Mikkelsen, her dad, I really like Mads Mikkelsen's great.
Yeah, he is good.
I like how he kind of says, "Oh, this is why I went and did this, and it was because this is like a superpower that, you know, no matter what you do, you live in this universe, and this is going to catch up with you. Like you can't." I think she started to understand that because her dad said it.
Yep.
And then when you went to the rainy planet where Mads Mikkelsen was, and Cassian Andor decided not to shoot him, and then that was like a little bit more for her character to see like, oh, these rebels aren't as bad. Like, she understood the choice that he would have had to have made, Cassian would have had to have made.
Okay.
And then didn't make it, and left Mads Mikkelsen alive. And then she like saw Mads Mikkelsen and saw that the Imperials like killed him and what he did to try to save the universe. And then you went to the rebel base, and she's, like I said, been abandoned her whole life. And you see that part where she tries to she's like, boy, my dad tried to fight for this thing to happen. We need to go there and get the plans.
Yeah.
And they're like, nah. And then she goes out, and then you see like Cassian and a bunch of others who like don't abandon her. They come to her. Yeah. And so for me, that was very fulfilling. I was very like, oh, that's nice. That's like, that makes sense for me. So I bought it. Yeah. I really liked it. I thought it was a good character. I thought she was well fleshed out.
What did you think of K2SO?
Oh, he was great. I loved him. Yeah. What did you not?
I did. No, I did. I did like it a lot. He was like an extra sassy C-3PO.
Extra sassy C-3PO.
Like he was an upgrade C-3PO where he was actually cool. Yeah. And he did good stuff. Yeah. And they made me feel sad about a droid's death. And that was good.
I really liked him. Like, they like hand him the bag, and he'd like just throw on the ground.
Yeah, and he just drops it.
And he'd like come in and help, like they shot the droid and he's like standing behind it and he's like,
did you know that wasn't
me? Like, K2S. I really enjoyed K2S. So I think I like that character. I liked him a lot.
Just while we're decently close to Felicity Jones's acting and actors in general, what do you think about the star power in this movie? Usually Star Wars has kept the tradition with a few exceptions where they have decently unknown actors to play their roles.
Probably hear that water pouring. Go on. Yeah. Like Mark Hamill, no one really knew him. Yeah. Harrison Ford, American Graffiti, and then like Episode 7, you've got
new coming people.
Yeah,
and this movie is a little different, where we have names we know.
There have always been a couple of people in like in the original, Tarkin was a well-known actor. Yeah. Alec Guinness, Obi-Wan, well-known actor, and then like even in the prequels, Natalie Portman was quite well-known.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe she was well-known.
Ewan McGregor,
Liam Neeson, well-known. Liam McGregor, a little bit Trainspotting. But yeah, you're right.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Bland L. Jackson. I don't know. Very boring, those movies. What? Who were the well-known... you got your Alan Tudyk from Firefly playing
Felicity Jones is kind of known.
Donnie Yen is a very famous... he's really good. Have you seen Ip Man?
Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads.
He's definitely known.
He's very well known. This year alone, he's been in
Mendo.
At least 2 movies. Mendo!
You're going to do that every time?
I've got to do it every time. No, yeah, you're right. But I didn't... Aside from maybe like Forrest Whitaker, I didn't really see them. They were just their characters to me.
Yeah.
Except for Mads, because I love Mads.
I mean, it's not a negative thing. I don't think it's a negative thing. It's just different. It's interesting that
yeah.
that is a different thing they've done.
Yeah. So on the whole, do you think this was a worthy venture for the Star Wars universe?
Definitely worthy. It was very different from the rest. It expanded the universe.
Yeah, it fleshed out, added a little bit of heart, a little bit of character to Episode 4.
It showed us something that we've only ever heard about.
Yeah, well, it was literally like a sentence out of the starting crawl.
Yeah, I think this is just as big as anything Clone Wars. Right. Where in A New Hope we just hear, I fought with your father in the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
And now we've seen the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
And we've seen that's a huge part of Star Wars, the universe now.
Sure, yeah.
So now that we have this one thing that is a story that's so crucial to the original trilogy as a whole.
Yeah, big event. Yeah.
It's definitely very important.
Yeah, I agree.
And I also think this movie will pave the way for future Star Wars story films, the spin-offs, because they've shown this is very different and people like it.
The fans want it. The fans like it, yeah.
The fans like it.
Yeah,
Something I want to talk about.
Okay, here we go.
The humour.
The humour?
In comparison to The Force Awakens.
Mm-hmm.
I think it had the right amount. Rogue One had the right amount of humor.
Yeah.
It was a dark and gritty movie, and it had a few funny things to keep it decently lighthearted.
Right.
And I thought it was good.
In
comparison to The Force Awakens, where it was basically a comedy movie.
What? No, I like The Force Awakens humor.
Right.
Talking about... future Star Wars stories is... Would you watch a Rogue 2?
A Rogue 2?
About the many Bothans who died to
the many
these
Bothans.
plans.
But the dark and grittiness, I think it might help with Han Solo, with the Han Solo movie.
You want Han Solo to be dark and gritty?
Definitely.
The funnest character in the universe. You want him to be dark and gritty?
It has to be dark and gritty.
What are you on?
Right, so he's a smuggler. He should be... He's in all like the back alleys and with the criminals.
Oh, right. So that's what you're saying, gritty. Yeah.
Yeah, like I want it to be
street
darker.
Level,
I want to see darker things. So hopefully it does that. And maybe if we somehow in the future get a Boba Fett movie, then that could be dark and gritty too.
Josh Trank was going to do it.
Yeah. So,
but then he was there. Really bad.
So if that idea was placed, then just because they lost the director doesn't mean it won't happen.
Yeah.
So I think this movie has shown yes, Star Wars can be dark and gritty, and yes, people want it.
And maybe they could do what they did in this movie, kind of expand Boba Fett because he's pretty useless in the original trilogy. You like Boba Fett, don't you?
I like Boba Fett a lot.
You like him a lot because he does nothing.
I like the expanded Boba Fett.
You like the expanded Boba Fett? That's non-canon.
Some comic book Boba Fett.
Fair enough. He's got some nice rocket launchers in there. He's got some flamethrowers.
Shoots a lot of people.
What am I talking about? Okay. So next, Han Solo, you want it to be a bit street level, a bit crimey, a bit...
That would be cool.
A bit gnarly.
Yeah.
Who says gnarly anymore?
Obviously.
But, man, I'm looking forward to episode 8.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah, yeah, I am. Oh, obviously. Oh, what did you think? I mean, everyone died. And everyone did die. What did you think of? I'm gonna destroy names. I already have, but Bodhi Rook, Riz Ahmed's character.
Was that the pilot?
The pilot.
Yeah.
What do you think of his death? Did you expect?
He runs into the ship and then...
Where he's in the ship.
Do they rocket launcher or they grenade it?
They throw a grenade in the ship and blow him up.
And he's got to, like, hit the computer.
Yeah, and we see it in the trailer for some reason.
I don't remember seeing that in the trailer.
You see the ship blow up. I knew it was going to happen.
Oh, okay. I have this weird thing when I go on movies. I just forget everything I've seen in the trailer, like, for the 2 hours of duration. It's a gift. But yeah, it's fine. Do you have a problem with that death, or... Oh,
no,
just the fact that you saw it in the trailer?
I am bothered by that. I didn't know it was going to happen.
Yeah,
when we get to this scene and he's in the ship and there's the battle happening, I'm like, okay, well, we saw the ship blow up, so I guess he's about to die.
Yeah, that's a bit...
But I really liked the death, because I felt a lot of the deaths in this movie felt war movie deaths. And I liked, again, I loved that. I love that he's doing something and he's kind of like this scared pilot guy that's not necessarily the definition of brave.
Yeah.
But he still did this crazy thing to save so many people's lives. And when he sees the grenade come in, you see his face and he sees it and he just like, all right then. And he just accepts it. Yeah. And he knows that he's done the right thing. And he blows up.
Speaking of awesome deaths, Donnie Yen's character.
Yep.
That was... Yep. He just walks out and they're just like missing him.
I liked his introduction into the movie.
Where he takes down those stormtroopers.
No, where he's just talking.
Oh, yeah. Where he's like coming with the crystal.
Yeah, he's just talking and she can just hear him like across the road or something.
A little bit of the force. But
yes. Do you think he's force sensitive, maybe?
I think he might be force sensitive. I'm not too sure, though. I'm not too certain.
But when he takes down all those stormtroopers, he fights them all. The blind man with a stick taking down all the special forces stormtroopers is definitely not force sensitive.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either. You're right. I'm glad we straightened this out.
And then,
I feel like we were gearing up to end, but I've got more things to say. Yep. What do you think of all the other cool stormtroopers? Like the
oh mate,
I
love me some cool troopers.
Like there was the very tropical stormtroopers ready for their little getaway on the tropical planets.
Yeah, they were
the dark troopers.
Of, some scout troopers. I reckon they were cool.
Yeah, from episode 6.
And I loved were the black troopers? Were they death troopers?
I don't think they were, because you mean the death troopers like from like Jedi Outcast, like Kyle
I don't know.
I don't know.
But they were cool.
They were really cool.
And I noticed they seemed different from a normal stormtrooper. Like when you could hear them, they seemed... I don't know. I can't explain how they were different. They seemed different.
Got anything else to say about this film?
There was something particular that I wanted to talk about. I don't remember what it was.
Great.
Yes.
Listener content.
Excellent.
Perfect content.
What about the scene towards the end when Jin and other man is when they're getting the actual Death Star plans, when they're in that big like
the room,
the big pole thing right in the middle with all the things, and
Assassin's Creed style,
and so they're down on this lower area, and then they look up and a door above them opens, and then there's stormtroopers there. Was that not very in New Hope?
Yeah, that was a little bit New Hope.
This reminds me about things.
Okay,
things that are reminiscent of past movies.
Okay, I don't know.
What about C-3PO and R2-D2?
Oh yeah, that was fine.
I liked to see more rebels standing on the top of towers.
Oh, that was great. Checking the do you think that guy is checking the speed of when they come in, or
who knows? What is he even doing? How does he get up there? It makes no sense.
That's a great question. Oh, like there's the Family Guy special where he's like, pew, to shoot. You know, there's probably an answer. There's almost certainly a book
in some book that no one read.
Like, do you remember the do you remember that droid that goes out when like Luke is like, Uncle Owen, let's get this droid here, and the droid like blows itself up.
Yep.
Yeah. Like in the books, that droid was a Jedi.
What?
He's like, that was the will of the Force.
Come on.
That R2-D2.
Some people, come on, man.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Jedi droid. Could you imagine a little droid?
A Jedi droid.
With like a little lightsaber.
I imagine him flipping around like Yoda.
Oh, yes, CGI flips, please.
A little astromech bringing balance to the Force by killing himself.
I think we've said enough. Anyway, that's probably all you need to hear. A lot of people have probably tuned out by now, but hope they enjoyed. Have you got anything? You're looking at your IMDb?
I'm looking at IMDb because I might see a face and go, "Oh, remember that?
Oh, remember that?" I feel like this.
We saw. Was that Frasier we saw?
Is Frasier?
Frasier was there.
Kelsey Grammer. You see Kelsey Grammer in this movie? Anyway, thanks for coming, Jim. Thanks for coming in and talking Star Wars with me.
Yes, I'm definitely.
Thank you for driving me to Target 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, that was fun.
Don't know why everyone needs to know that. I bought a Superman suit in case anyone wanted to know.
What a huge nerd.
I'm wearing it right now.
He's not.
I wish I was. Yeah. Hope everyone enjoyed. If you did, give us a cheeky like, you think? Do you hate people that ask for likes?
Yeah, I do.
I'm going to stop asking for likes then.
Good. If someone likes a video, they're going to like the video.
Will they, though?
No, okay. If I've watched a YouTube video and I liked the video, I'm going to like the video. If they said, please like this video, and like, I wasn't going to before, I'm not going to go, oh, wow, I guess I better like the video.
Yeah, fair enough. Right. But
often, if people do ask, I don't deliberately, just out of spite.
Oh, you.
That's why I've never liked one of your videos.
Oh, no! Duped again. But no, not you, Jim. I'm talking to the listeners now. Do leave a comment, because I do want to chat Star Wars with anyone who wants to chat Star Wars. If you've got any problems with anything that Jim's brought up, target him. I'll give you his email address personally if you want, and just send him aggressive emails, please.
I'll go ahead.
Yeah, you find me Twitter, J Grizzle, PlayStation Network, J Grizzle. Yeah. And that's it. Cool.
Have fun.
J Grizzle out.
Wait.
Where else are you going with this?
No, that was
it. All right, now we'll wrap up.
Now we're done.
Thanks for watching, guys. J Grizzle out.